Let's talk about something that is very close to me now. So yesterday I was exciting, very excited, and my spirit was like very joyous, filled with so much excitement because I was actually feeling something that is coming and that I'm actually receiving. I knew it that there was something coming, and today I'm actually aware what was coming. What was happening yesterday was the opening of a portal of embracing, embodying the energy of independence. And it just makes sense on a deeper level right now, because now I'm sitting here and I'm reflecting this whole time how my day has actually begun. In the morning, I woke up and I went to the bathroom. I was singing. There was just this aura around me, like some kind of energy that I could feel, like that was like, this is a new, kind of energy. Very light, very present, very grounded, like very clear. And as actually went down, I talked to my friend that I'm actually she's hosting me here in a place for more than 2 months now. As you know, my journey, divorcing, leaving my kids back in Italy, coming to South Africa, and having to start over again, and learning to be independent in every aspect of my sense, be it emotionally, psychologically, physically, like everything. I have to learn from scratch, like a little child, how to fend for myself in every way. I feel like all the things like in the past represent me being cushioned and having things done for me, of course, but never really stretched my mind to a point where I have to be the one on the forefront who is running with the flag. Like, okay, now I'm doing things. I mean, I've done that when I was 22 and I moved to Cape Town, and finding myself, fending for myself. I've done it in many ways. But I feel like these 10 years that I've spent in Europe, it actually was a healing journey. As much as I was a wife with the kids, living with a husband, having the whole setup. But I feel like in the marriage helped me so much to come to face to certain parts of me that were not seen, certain parts of me that were yet waiting for me to see them, embrace them, acknowledge me. And one of the biggest part that I actually had to recognize about myself is that that I too have a part. I too matter. I too serve a part within the whole spectrum of existence. Because in the past, I didn't have that set up. I was too enmeshed with everything. But now it's so clear, like, no, you have your own role. Yes, you were brought up into a background that imposed what it imposed, and you went through it and you learned so much, and that's all good. But you also have another, you can actually create whatever, as my mother would say. She said to me before she passed, she said, God can actually recreate your life. God can actually transform your life. God can make you anything. Don't ever look down yourself. Don't ever think that you are not worthy. Don't ever look down and think that you are not enough. You are enough. My mom said these things, and she said it without out of a blue. I feel like she felt my energy, and she felt like she needed to speak light in my being at that time. That's 2019, even though she passed 2022. But I remember her words when she came to visit me. She said, never, ever look down on you. You're worth it, child. You're worth it. That's my mom. And here I am today. I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, oh, what is happening? Because I'm actually taking out the beads. I'm in a position where I'm homeless. I'm in a position when I don't have materialistic things, which is okay for now. But also, I'm being reminded of my younger self, me as a 10-year-old. How was I actually dealing with things? Because here again, we go back to the same thing. Like the way you approach things at the early age tend to influence your daily basis way of approaching things, until you recognize your old ways. So, what has actually helped me to even get closer to this place again is the shadow work, is the inner child work, is the willingness to be taught, the flexibility of the mind, allowing life to show me, to guide me, believing in my inner voice, believing in my own spiritual guide, believing in God, having faith in God, having faith in life force that has actually given me even the experience to be a somebody in a human body. Do you understand? So I think that also helped a lot. Like during the time while I was in marriage, as much I was in marriage living like any ordinary person, I always had this, some kind of guidance, some inner guidance, whatever I would be going through, whatever I was dealing with, even for me to decide to divorce, it was not like a thing that was just hooked up overnight. I remember it took me over 2 years to finally recognize and decide this is what I truly want. But through all that process, I always felt guided. I always felt held up, supported, loved. But the funny thing is that the thing that loved me and held love for me and supported me was an unseen thing. It was an unseen force because one, it's my inner voice that you cannot actually pinpoint with your finger and say, oh, this person is the one who's guiding me. So it was quite challenging back then, as my courage to embrace myself as I am was lacking at the time. But then it was like, given the time being in marriage was actually a blessing in disguise, because I had also to learn how to connect with this inner voice and build a relationship with it, where I learned to trust now it fully, to the point where I was no longer relying to my own sense of ego to sustain me in life, but I was also willing and open to allow my inner voice to play a part in my life. I can now easily say to things that appear challenging in life, and I can just easily look at them without a doubt of or fear or anything, because I know that I'm always guided, I'm always supported, I'm always like, life for me is a gift, because I have yes, a supporter. I have an energy that is there for me, that loves me unconditionally, that wants the best for me. And whenever I'm dealing with challenging things, all I need to do is just to reach in and connect with it and let it guide me throughout whatever that I'm going in life with. And it always works. And I think that's one thing that actually made me to be shameless and unapologetic about my inner voice thing, because I've come to realize that it actually works, Tandy. It works for you. Whenever you are in a challenging problem, whenever this voice comes in, it only brings goodness for you. So what is there to be shameful of? What is there to feel the need to be afraid of actually embodying who you are as you are? And that's the beginning of the sense of independence. Today I actually feel that I'm actually in that realm of independence, which begin with me recognizing my own voice, my own inner voice, how it speaks to me, and making a conscious decision to listen to it and embracing it as it is, acknowledging its presence in me, in my life, and encouraging myself to continue to commit to make sure that I listen to my universe, and also make sure that I'm not just listening, but I'm also actively applying the guidance that it gives to me. And like that for me is a sense of independence. I think when you are able to listen to your own heart and you honor it because you've come to understand. Yes, you were raised in a background where there was so much information that was just around you, that was imposed to you, and out of being naive and gullible, of course, out of not having the whole information, you actually believed everything to be true, but not your truth. You believe everything to be your truth, but you rejected your own inner voice. And that's one thing that today I can actually be proud of, because today I walk and live with my inner voice. Yes, I listen. That's the first priority. I listen to my inner voice. I just, that's my best buddy. That's my best friend. You name it, whatever. That's way to go for me. It has done wonders. It has proven the patterns of my inner voice has proven it is worth it. It is worth my time. It is worth my attention. It is worth my energy. It is worth, like, my inner voice is number one. Okay? Is number one. There is no compromise about it. And my commitment to my inner voice is the kind of commitment where you're willing to live or die for. That it has come to that place. And all this that I'm saying, it's like part and parcel of a sense of independence. Do you understand? So independence to me is not just like, okay, I'm going to have money, I'm going to go work and find work and that's it. I think independence begins with yourself, with your mindset, how you are choosing to relate to life circumstances, from which part of the mind that you're coming, and why, the motives behind it. Because sometimes the things that we listen to in our head, the narrative stories, are all coming from everywhere else but not from ourselves. I mean, I've been there. I know for a fact. I've lived almost my life doing that over and over. Fair enough, we all, have to experience some kind of difficulty in this world in order for us to realize our own light. And it's not an easy path, but it's worth it when you finally reach the other side and you can actually bow down to your past, because your past now, it's no longer representing pain and torture, but it's representing the platform for you so that you can be in the place that you are today. So you are grateful and you are thankful for it, because it has actually helped you to open your eyes so that you can see things as they are, not as you wish them to be. So today we celebrate the spirit of independence that begins with our mind, us honoring our inner voice, our heart, what we feel, what feels right to us, honoring that, not questioning it, not doubting it, not being afraid of it, not wanting to change, but simply surrendering to its own presence, honoring it. I feel like when you honor your voice, your heart, you're honoring God, your ancestors, you're honoring your spiritual guide, because God lives in all of us. And God never make a mistake for giving us heart. That your heart is not inside my heart. Your heart is in your heart for a purpose. So that's the spirit now I'm actually embodying, and I'm honored. I'm honored. That's all I can say. I'm very honored to, be here, witness life, experience what I'm experiencing, go through to what I go through in this world, witness God's hand behind the scenes, working wonders in my life. Yes, I might be in a position where it appears like, oh, you're homeless, you don't have any place to stay, friends are taking care, are helping you out. There's nothing to be shameful about that. Nothing. Well, to others it could be, but for me, because I have my different lens of seeing, I see a gift to connect deeper with myself. A gift that will open doors for me in this world, which has done already. I didn't know that I have such powers to create even necklaces. No, I didn't know that. But because of what I've been going through in life, has helped me, as much as it was painful and challenging. But look where I am now. I know I don't have the cash. No, I don't have a place, but this is already a great thing. The energy is amazing. The feeling is great. The sense of connection is here, feeling grounded to my mind, my body, my nervous system. I can go anywhere with such energy. It's not divided. It's not torn apart. I'm not desperate for anything. I'm living. I am living right here, now, in this moment. And things are not moving my energy. I'm not moved by things and situation. Hence, I'm saying it's nothing to me. But to somebody, it could be something huge. It could be a big thing. No. Because of the knowledge, again, that we have received, the teachings, the training that we have received, it has placed us in this dimension where we can look to troublesome situations that many human beings can actually, shrink. We do not shrink. We stand strong in who we are because of the knowledge we have discovered about ourselves. Now, things that used to phase us do not phase us anymore. We can actually move through chaos with ease and grace because of the sense of connection that we have with ourselves and source, life, others as a whole. We can actually create with ease and grace. We don't have to feel pressured. No, things do work out. Things do work out. One way or another, they always, depending on the lens you use on your mind. What are you entertaining here in your head? Pressure? Fear? Or love? It's up to you. We all have a free will. And the result that makes you feel what you feel is because of what you give, because we get what you give. So I'm going to leave it here. I felt like sharing this moment and just hold this moment, and simply be. Let me get going with my day. Love and light. Bye.